Hey you guys, Grüße aus Deutschland, greetings from Germany. Today's December the 18th, and so it's the week before Christmas or leading up to Christmas. I hope that you're all enjoying your holiday season. I am, but not so much with the holiday spirit because I've been very busy. But then again, I'm kind of interested in spreading the holiday joy all year round by being present with people, by listening to them, by helping them. And so Christmas is not that big of a deal to me, except for the beautiful lights and decorations everywhere. I like that a lot. It's been pretty cold in Germany. This past week, I left the house in the dark in the morning, of course, in temperatures around minus 13 degrees Celsius, and that equals around 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's been pretty frosty, but when you're dressed for the occasion, it doesn't really bother you all that much. On the bus, I've been reading Bobby Brown's autobiography, Every Little Step, My Story. Bobby Brown he used to be a member of New Edition, or he is still a member of New Edition. And I liked him better when he was solo. And then, of course, he got married to Whitney Houston. I always enjoyed his music, especially the songs Every Little Step. I can still listen to that on repeat one all day long. And the song On Our Own from the movie Ghostbusters 2. Back then, I was working my first job on an American base, and I just love that song. I love the beat, I love the message, and his voice, and so yeah. I always had a feeling that he was not to blame for Whitney Houston's downfall because I didn't get that vibe from him. And it turns out that I must have been right, unless he lies in the book. But my feeling was very strong that the mainstream media was just trying to make him look like a bad boy. But I didn't get that vibe from him at all. And so I've been reading the book. It's interesting what he's gone through in his younger days, or what made him interested in dancing and singing. And so I'm really enjoying reading that book. Recently, the song Sleeping Satellite by Tasman Archer popped in my head again when I heard somebody say Sleeping Satellite. And so I listened to the song again, and this is one of the songs that really touched me from the very first time I listened to it. And it's also a song that I have on my list of songs that I would like to react to on or when I get going on my music reaction channel. I'm gonna keep you posted on that. I haven't done anything but write down songs that I would like to react to. I was deeply touched by this song the first time I heard it back in the early 90s, but only because her voice really touched me and I liked the music. But until recently, I didn't know that she was singing about a man going to the moon about 20 years prior to the song being written, and that Sleeping Satellite was actually referring to the moon. And then I fell into a whole hole about thinking about humankind, landing on the moon, or maybe not, or if they did, were aliens threatening them, or telling them until here and no further. Whatever thoughts you might have on landing on the moon, or why did we not pursue space travel more? Like, why has that been stunted? I know we're dealing with Mars and everything, but it seems like for whatever reason, space travel has slowed down to a halt almost. And this week I was just wondering why. Then I also had something going on with my mobile service provider. They try to pull a fast one on me because the annual contract was due for renewal. And so right before it ran out, I chose a cheaper plan because I'm not using all that much data. When I'm on the road, I'm trying to stay away from my mobile device unless I really have to use it. And so I wanted to downgrade to a cheaper plan right before the renewal. but they chose to charge me for both plans. And so I called up customer service and I said, what's going on? And they said that they would fix it, but they didn't. This was on a Monday, so I called them again on Wednesday. And instead of crediting back the second plan charge, they told me that it would be available on my account balance on the phone so that I could use it next year. And I said, "What? You can't just keep money away from me that you took away from me without any reason." And and they said if they paid out a customer's balance, it would automatically deactivate my phone, meaning stopping my phone and internet service. And I said, you can't do that while I paid the current fee. What kind of business practice is that? And so he gave me a big lip, and I said, whatever, just initiate what I told you to do. You can't keep my money. Why would you? You can't just charge people for 2 year annual plans. Um, but they did, and so I disputed the charge on my bank account, and that way I forced them to not get the money. They took the money off the balance that was displayed on my phone, and so everything worked out in my favor, but it's sad business practices, don't you think? Um, it's not a good feeling knowing that your mobile phone provider has to resort to these kind of fraudulent practices and you have to trick them to get your money back. That was kind of strange. This week, my sisters and my electric water kettle broke, and we use it a lot. I mean, we drink a lot of tea and coffee, and so, we use it a lot, and it broke. And so on Friday, we went shopping, and so we got a new one. And that was a problem that was easy to fix. A couple of weeks back, I went to the dollar store and I got some Christmas decoration items for the reception because the company for the third Christmas, I think it's the third way, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, for the third Christmas in a row, opted out of having a Christmas tree. Before the pandemic, we used to have like a really big one, like almost 7 feet, I think. I'm bad at guesstimating though. And so since we didn't have a tree again this year, I bought a few items, a few like gift boxes with Santa Claus on them or Christmas trees. And everybody's really loving the decoration, of which unfortunately I cannot show you any photos for obvious reasons because there's the company logo all over the place. And I've also been wearing my reindeer antlers every day. That makes a lot of people smile when they come around the corner and they see me sitting there with my antlers. I'm going to show you a picture of that. Um, Especially since management has decided to call a lot of my colleagues in from home office right before Christmas. Now, the timing of that, I don't get at all. But yeah, so it's been very busy at work because of all these people coming in from home office. I was supposed to be off starting December 19, but it was not clear yet. But I did get word from my colleague, from the other receptionist, that I've been filling in for these past 4 weeks. And she still has not been able to shake that nasty cold virus following her eye surgery. And so I will be filling in for her the fifth week as well, which is the coming week starting tomorrow. Um, I will be off between Christmas Eve and New Year's because that's when the company is closed. And I will be back to work on January the 2nd when my colleague is off for 1 week until January 9. That is a vacation she had put in for already, and she wants to use it without having to, turn in a sick slip to recover from what all she's going through right now. And so I figured that after being the only receptionist since November 21st, I'm going to treat myself a bit. And so I decided that I need 2 weeks to recover from all these extra duties and overtime hours. And so I put in for a 2 week vacation, and my new manager granted my first week of vacation, but not the second, which is something that I'm absolutely not prepared to tolerate at this point in time, because I've been under so much stress. It's ridiculous. And so I waited until the one-to-one meeting I had with my new manager this past week to discuss some organizational stuff for the reception being closed for 1 week and yada yada. And at the beginning of the meeting, I said, first things first, what is the reason you denied my second week of vacation I put in for? And she was very surprised. And she said that she's not used to working with that software related to HR, human resources. And she said she must have clicked the wrong button. And of course, my vacation, my whole vacation, the 2 weeks, were granted. And so the bottom line is I will be off the second and third week in January, which is pretty nice because it's something to look forward to for me. I'm very proud of myself for having manned the reception by myself for all this time without losing my cool because, some of my colleagues really need a class in humanity or not being wrapped up in your own game so much you can't even see what you're doing to others. Um, a lot of my colleagues were on location because they were told to come out of home office and claim their desks, clean their desks, and get up to speed on things in the company. There were a lot of contractors fixing or upgrading things in the building. There were classes and meetings in our conference rooms where I'm responsible for the room bookings and making sure that everyone leaves the rooms the way they found them. I wished I could show you pictures that I had to take because um, I am that petty by now when it comes to that. When I enter a conference room and it looks bad, I take a picture of it and I send the picture to the manager of the person that organized the meeting, and I ask him to come back downstairs and put the conference room back into the condition that they found it in, and that usually leads to very awkward situations that I didn't really initiate because I didn't leave a conference room the way some of my colleagues do. But I've made it a point not to clean up after them anymore, but to have them come back down and clean up their own mess. And I wished I could show you pictures because it's kindergarten level. Oh my gosh. And then there's always the daily madness, like having to say back good morning so many times. Sometimes it makes me laugh, not just smile, but laugh, because it's just one after another. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And then I have to answer the phones, of course, and answer questions by cold, from people that do cold calls all day long. And so they sound really bored and they talk fast. And so I yank a couple of them out of their routine when I'm feeling gutsy. And so that's always happening. Or the people that call in sick, which we've had a lot of people getting that nasty cold virus. They don't test positive for COVID, but it's really nasty symptoms like COVID. And so I'm getting a lot of phone calls for people calling in sick. And then I also have to welcome all the vendors that want to drop off calendars and other gifts, with their logos, with their company logos on them. And so there's a whole bunch more of them right before Christmas. Then we had quite a few new starters during the last few weeks that had to be hooked up with their security badges that I print, document, and hand out to the new employees once they have to be programmed by IT. But so I'm involved a lot in that. And then I welcome the new starters and I give them a short introduction to the company, the amenities like cafeteria, coffee kitchen, how to work the time clock and stuff like that. Some of my colleagues had lost their badges during the last few weeks, so I had to issue new ones and document them. Others just wanted to get the 411 on what is going on since they had been in home office. And I hate repeating myself, and but it's part of the job. The incoming mail has to be sorted and distributed, and for some mail, I have to contact the recipient if it's something urgent. And the outgoing mail has to be processed as well. I put postage stamps on, and the use stamps have to be logged, and the company stamp has to be applied. And so it's all kinds of little things that I do during the day. I just thought in this video I'm going to explain a little more what I do all day. Might have justified a separate video, but I'm gonna do it in this one. I also had to request for the mail, the drop off as well as the pickup for the last week in December to be paused. And on Monday, I'm going to hang up the signs that are already not printed but created on the computer. I have to hang up the signs on all the outside doors stating our company closing times and the day we're going to be back, which is January the 2nd. And so yeah, I've been really busy. It's like a beehive from the minute I get there until I leave. And Friday, I wanted to leave at noon for once to go shopping with my sister because we knew we were going for a new water kettle. But then an office supply shipment had come in, and so I had to pick it up in logistics, check the shipment, and put the stuff away. So that I don't have to do it on Monday when we have more new starters come in. And it is not an easy job, and I can't believe that I've lasted for almost 5 years now without going insane. Because for somebody with ADD and anxiety, having to get ready for work every morning is hard enough. But to be approached with various questions, issues, and requests all day long is just pure hell. I keep thinking I'm gonna like get used to it, but I never do. And yeah, but I've chosen this job, and nobody's forced me to stay there. I could have quit the first week or even the first year, and I didn't. But I'm trying to make it an everyday challenge for me to overcome my weaknesses. I'm successful in making myself presentable every single day, so that's always a good feeling. I do whatever is requested of me at work, and I spread joy along the way, you know. And I give out, or I give off the impression that people can trust me with their personal information. And so I have a lot of people that have come to me with problems, you know, crying or whatever. And I'm glad that I can provide this kind of environment to them. Um, yeah, but of course it comes at a high price for me, becoming overstimulated every single day. I leave work completely wiped out and happy that the shift is over. But until I decide to change my life by getting another job, things are most likely not going to change, and the only thing I can really change is myself. And so I'm still trying to keep hanging on. It seems like management, like I told you guys, if something else happens, I think I'm gonna walk out the door. Every time I have that feeling, I must be sending out that energy, and all of a sudden management comes and like appreciates me and gives me gifts or promises me certain things. Or now I get my 2 week vacation that wasn't even planned, just because I decided I've deserved a 2 week vacation in January after um all these weeks of filling in. And so that is happening, and I can't walk out the door when the company treats me that way, you know. So yeah, so it's the week before Christmas. Today is Sunday, and Christmas Eve is next Saturday, and so I'll be working until including Friday, and then I'll be off, and I have to be back January the 2nd, and I'm gonna enjoy that time at home. I have nothing, you know, really big planned, no certain meals or events or anything. I'm just gonna lay low and do what refuels my energy tanks, which is greatly needed. And maybe I can get going on one or two of my other channels. I'm not mentioning the names because I haven't decided how I'm gonna split the content onto a few channels, but I'll let you know as soon as I know more. Right now it's just notes and graphs that I'm doing to see where how I'm gonna split up things. I also want to do reaction videos, not so much like I did it before, like on Amberlyn Reed, but like give my take on things here and there. I'm gonna do that on a different channel too, so that this one is reserved for my personal journey and my personal life. And so, yeah, I'll keep you up to date on that. And so for now, I'm going to go because I still have a few things to do. My laundry is done. You know the drill. Every weekend, my laundry is done. My cigarettes are rolled for the new week. My backpack is packed, and I got my dietary supplements in the pill dispenser for the coming week, and so I'm all set. But I do have to do a few more things, and so I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna try to come on for those of you that don't have family or that don't have a way of getting out of the house and that would most likely feel lonely during the Christmas holidays. I'm going to come on. I don't know in what form though, if it's going to be a video where I show myself or I'm going to maybe even do a live stream, but I cannot remember how to do that. I'm going to have to figure that out. But yeah, so I definitely pop back up during the Christmas holidays for those of you that might feel lonely. And so I hope to see you there. And if not, I hope that you have a wonderful holiday season with your family and loved ones. And I will see you again soon. Bye. And Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.